Hello Internet, my name is Erica. Welcome to my boudoir. I'm here on COVID lockdown day 258, Thanksgiving 2020, by myself, as I'm sure I will be for the rest of the day. I wanted to share with you my story. I grew up in a conservative household. My parents divorced when I was pretty young. I lived with my mom most of the time in a single parent household, and on weekends I went to my dad's house where I had 5 older brothers and became known as the troublemaker. I caused a lot of problems, I think mostly as an attempt to seek affection and attention. But let's just say this didn't work out super well as I went into adulthood. So as I turned 18, I got my license, I got a car, I got an apartment, and I started adulting like super good. And pretty quickly, I noticed that I wasn't making enough money to be able to afford everything I needed. So a few things started slipping. I would have a taillight go out, and I wouldn't be able to pay my insurance. And before I knew it, I was getting pulled over pretty frequently. And before I knew it, I was getting arrested pretty frequently. Turns out, if you can't afford to pay your tickets, they just send you to jail. So I am in jail and I'm going through this process. Having grown up in a conservative household, I took the responsibility of all of my crimes on my own shoulders. I didn't see anyone else as having any role to play in my inability to succeed. I saw my own character defects as the obvious solution for why I had wound up here. I went into court, and the judge immediately noticed that in my mugshot, I was smiling. This is apparently something that's uncommon in the criminal justice world. So I had a pretty good outlook. I thought, this system is made to help people like me. I'm not a criminal. I'm just someone who needs help. So I'm sure this judge will see that and take the appropriate measures. So he gives me $1,000 fine and 15 days in jail. I can say now that probably wasn't what I needed, and more evidence of that would probably be the fact that I went to jail a lot more after that. 16 times to be exact. I racked up 30 tickets in 3 years, had my license suspended multiple times until the final ticket, which suspended my license for 4 years. At this point, I was sent back to court and I met a judge who finally saw me as a human being and decided that treatment and rehab and AA might be a better option for me than jail time. So I went into the program and it was incredible. I made a lot of friends. I learned a ton about myself. The therapists in the program were incredibly helpful and insightful, and this was the catalyst that just changed my life going forward. I learned that I could rely on other people, and that when I did that, not only would I benefit, but they would benefit in return. They would feel closer to me, they would feel needed, and they would feel valued as a human being. I went through this process and I learned a lot about myself. And now I look back on it and I wonder if that first judge had seen me as a human, had seen me as someone young who needed help as opposed to someone who needed punishment, I think I could have avoided a lot of that time, a lot of that pain, and a lot of money, a lot of debt. I think that our system is made in a way that is not conducive to human beings. Our system is made for people who are perfect human beings, who never make mistakes, and who always find a way to pay the bills and work harder. And so I wonder if there's a better option, if there's a better system, if there's a better world that we can create, if there's a way we can allow for people to struggle, to make mistakes, and to fail without putting them in a system that is designed to keep them in that cycle. I met so many women in this experience that were some of the most incredible people I'd ever met in my life. They were strong, they were smart, they had figured out how to navigate a world that was made to destroy them. There's nothing about our criminal justice system that makes people better. The only thing I learned in jail was that the people who were there didn't deserve to be there, and that the system was designed to keep me in. The only reason I got out of this situation, the saving grace for me, was my family. I was able to move back in with them. I was able to live rent-free and bill-free. I was able to get rides to work and to be held up by them and the structure that I was able to create in AA. Because of my reliance on everyone else, because of the support structure that I had designed but had also been in place before I was even born, I got lucky. I got out. I managed to pay off all my fines, get my license reinstated, and get back on the track that I was on originally. Get back on track, living a life that had purpose and meaning, as opposed to living in a defensive stance for my entire life, which I know some of those women are still in there. I know that getting out of this system is much harder than getting into it. And I know that the only reason I was able to was not because of me and my own actions, but because of luck. Because I was lucky enough to have people and a place to go. And if it wasn't for that luck, I don't know where I would be today. I'm sure in a much worse situation than I managed to find myself in today. I hope this plants a seed in your mind. I hope that this makes you rethink the way that we punish people and the way that we help people. I hope that when you consider slogans like defund the police, you think of my story. You think of someone who is young and who's made a lot of mistakes, but still has so much potential and an entire life in front of her that can either go one way into criminals, into crime, or can go another way. And I think that more people deserve the chance that I got. And I think that we can do it a lot sooner. And I think that it's possible to do the impossible. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for spending some time with me. And I have no idea what my next video will be, so it'll be a surprise for all of us. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Hello, Eric. Hello, Internet. My name is Erica. Welcome to my boudoir. I'm here today on Thanksgiving 2020 by myself, day 258, to tell you a little story. A long time ago, a girl was born. Her name was Erica.